જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. સાઉથ કેરોલાઇના છે, સ્પાર્ટનબર્ગ. ડૉક્ટર વિઠ્ઠલભાઈ સરલાબેનનું ઘર છે. દાદાજી અહીંયા ઓલરેડી પધારી ગયા છે. સવારે ગેસ્ટો ત્યાંથી અહીંયા આવેલા છે. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Such part of that belief that I, on its original side, gets developed, that top absolutes are there, and below that are singular rulers of the world. They are 12 in number. Over the period of time, of a very, very long period of time. In this time cycle, the time cycle divided in two halves, each half in 6 segments. You understand? Or I would say 4 segments, in short, to make it short. You follow? First segment, human life and living, is totally different. Their desires are least. So, existential body sustenance requirements are also very natural, naturally supplied. And that is how the life goes on. Human life, basically every human being subject to duality. You follow? Body-wise also, it is subject to living in company. So in those such natural times, such companies are as just 2. That's all. No family, no society, nothing. Do you understand? Understood. In our modern days, we have heard about Adam, Eve, this sort of living. Understand? And only they were there. But there's creation story. Only 2. It's like that. So that period is very large. Then it gets reduced. Span gets reduced. And second sector of the time cycle comes when desires enter and natural sustenance of the body gets reduced by natural supplies, and dependence somewhat is there, not somewhat. That is also very large portion. Who is it? Kevin? Kevin?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah.
You are busy? Are you busy?
Are you busy?
No.
What we are talking about, the development of the human life, I am extending further. That portion of our world that is called Indian subcontinent, South Asia, that this belief has developed to such a extent. That absolute I explained, no? Top pinnacle. Right. So in that land, all this whole top development form, they develop. And when any one of that form is there, in that period of time, that sort of life is there. When absolutes are there, the life and living, society and social sort of way of living, by and large, results in an even way of life and living. When such a state is not there, the life and living of social life has to live out under another form that gets developed out as a singular ruler, under whose rulership whole world gets ruled out. But that ruling is from that place. You understand? That is how it is. And the influence is almost all over. But in the roundabout neighboring and far neighboring areas, better, and distant continents, little varying type. But they are there. For example, from that India, influence in this Mayak culture, Mexican, this side, Red Indian, African, etc., it will be there, but it will be very mild according to their belief. To be good. But according to those beliefs developed there, it will be absorbed there. Do you follow? This is how it is. So human life, different. When such a singular ruler is not there, then the society gets divided under the rulership of two powers. One, oppressive power, and because of that oppression, a positive, protective power comes up. And the two always face each other, and the history gets created. There is third type. Do you understand? So, there's 1, 2, and 3 types are there. In these 3 types, there are 63 forms. In the first type, 24 forms. Second type, 12 forms. 12. Rulers, singular rulers of the world. 24 absolutes. 12 rulers, singular rulers. And when singular rulers are not there, then divided between the two, and they come and then history gets it. And they are 9 plus 9 plus 9, 27. 9 plus 9 are jointly 2 together as brothers, which are protective, positive side. And 9 are those oppressive rulers. They come first and then they get joined like that. And these two together and they come. You understand? Out of the two, the smaller one and this oppressive one, they come face each other as equals. You follow? This is how it is. So 27 plus 12 plus 24 makes 63. Arithmetic, simple. Based of life. And all the rest according to beliefs. So in India, that belief development is based on life after death. You understand? In all other region, you can call it whole of the Asia, of all the parts of the Asia, according to distances away from India. You see, those beliefs will differ little. But very close to India, it will be there also. In the Far East, up to China also. In the West Asia also. Mid-East, everywhere. Northern Asia also, yes. In Pacific periphery also. Right up to Indonesian islands, like that, so much. You understand? And that Asia, all those islands, southeastern islands, everything, including Korea, Vietnam, all these things. You understand? All influence is there everywhere. that thing from Afghan, from that northern Russia, that side, it goes. Such a vast and powerful influence goes under the singular ruler of everybody. The singular ruler is responsible for the spread of this belief, not in exactly the same sense, but in a developed form, for everyone to get well lived out life according to their beliefs. You see? But under that influence, that is under singular rulers. The representations are going there. So powerful. You follow? So all this culture is there. Such culture, as I told you 2,800 years back, 2,600 years back, then 800, then 5,000, about 5,000 plus. 5,000 plus example. Lord Krishna, have you heard the name? Gita, Indian scripture, poem, from Lord Krishna, he happened there. He was amongst those 9 plus 9 plus 9, the last 9 one, last 9th. That happened 5,000 years plus. First 9 happened very much long. Do you follow? Who was that, you know? Why you are going to So, the 2,600 is back, absolute, who happened to be there. He was the same, was the first 9th. And because of that effects of that birth, he had to suffer and come. And in the last life, he achieves that absoluteness. That is what it was. This proves that life after death and further development in the scale of evolvement into the higher forms, higher and higher forms in humanity. Do you understand? And still further up to 10,000 plus years. Have you heard the name of Lord Rama? Rama in Indian culture, same thing. He was the same in India. But Lord Rama and his brother, younger brother, was that 9th. And he was the 8th 9. And Krishna was 9th 9. You know, that total 9, no, 1 to 9. And that Lord Mahavir was the first 9. 1 to 9 like that, one by one. When that singular rulers are not there, these are there. And when singular rulers are there, then no others. Do you understand? And singular rulers are responsible for the spread of this belief evenly all around, without any fear or favor amongst all, evenly. They are such. Their ambassadors, their representations, everyone, they go all directions. Wonderful. That is how human development is there all around. You follow? Human life is very important. Wherever we are in the present day in such advanced, relative, developed scientific way of life and living, and in our life, the way our intellect has developed to reasoning, differentiating between good and bad, you understand? And reasoning in every way. This science is in search of happiness that should be lasting, or no? Happiness. For instance, any of the relative science you say particle physics and nuclear science, what must be the aim of that nuclear science? What do you think? What they try to reach at? Nuclear science.
Life. Life.
To let people live or to let people die?
Instead of,
Huh?
well, sometimes to help people and then other times to hurt.
But what must be that aim, as can be understood? And normally, common knowledge for everybody. What is the common knowledge?
Truth?
You want to tell me?
I'm not sure that I understand.
Nuclear science,
Nuclear science.
particle. There are so many stories come in the paper every day, something new, this and that and this.
It's got two parts to it.
But who cares? We have to care about the bread, no? Lunch and dinner. When lunchtime is there, these pangs of hunger does not allow us to think of all these things, no? Whatever paper you put aside, no? Or no? Your TV news channels you stop. First my lunch, then dinner. That is basic, no? Lunch and dinner is basic, right?
Yes.
Rest is... But this head is not steady, no? Head searches to proper this. Right?
Right. Dada, question was
What?
about nuclear.
Uh-huh.
Is it good or bad?
I don't know. Why the Iran test fired the missile?
Well, that would be bad.
For good or bad?
Bad.
For USA or for Israel? USA is far away, farther away.
Dada, would it be bad because of threatening to kill people?
I don't know. To let live or to let die?
That's a very complicated.
One should live life for one's own living so that one can let others also to live, no?
Yeah, of course. That's what we all would like.
Nobody wants to let die oneself so that he would like others also to let die. Let die and let die. But I let live and let die others. These are the funny heads. This is the present day development, this base intellect. Fertile brain. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very fertile. Is it fertile? Huh? What do you say? There are jungles and there are valleys and mountains and whatnot, falls and rapids and plains and everything. But everything is there. What you say outside is nothing. But what is inside is use. But where is it? But it is going on in English. You should say it is here. Dr. Kingia. How are you?
My Dr. Wise and Marian.
Here there is one seat for you. Can you come? Will it be convenient?
There's seat available here, so
But
if you want to sit
એને
down.
ફાવશે પણ પૂછી
હા, ફાવશે.
તમે બેસો તમે શું કામ ઉઠ્યા ઘણા
તો
માણસ
નીચે
છો.
પણ બેસશે, વાંધો નહીં એમ તો.
You can sit here.
If you want
So
to
તમે વચમાં આવતા રહો. આ પણ તમે ચાલશે જવાનું કઈ નહીં. Can you sit in the middle?
Yes.
Oh, then it's fine. But you will be pressed between the two. That will do? Huh?
There's a chair there if you want to sit down. I can put a chair in the corner.
If not.
Doctor is coming.
I hope so, either tonight or tomorrow.
But his
They will be here tomorrow.
his practice is there, no?
Yeah, today they have
It's
practice.
open up to what time?
Oh, probably till 6:30 tonight.
6:30, okay. Okay, all right. But after that he will go home, right? Well, how is your daughter?
Everyone's great.
Good.
Wonderful.
How is she teaching?
For me?
Daughter. She's a
Her
great
daughter-
teacher, no?
Oh, she's
A
wonderful.
professor.
She is definitely a professor. Yes.
She got two daughters, Dada.
I know. We met, no, last time.
Yeah, she's here, she'll be here to
Huh?
she's coming in our Guru Purnima.
Very good, very good.
Yeah,
That will be good. It will be a good meeting.
Dada, she has a lot of questions.
Please, go one by one, let it come.
She said, I want to ask Dada. I said, definitely.
એનું નામ ભૂલી ગયો.
Mariam.
Huh?
Mariam.
Maria, come on, all the questions, let it come one by one.
Thank you, Victor.
Come on, let go. These questions. Slowly, one by one.
I'm very interested in spiritual purification, and can you give me suggestions as to what would be the most beneficial types of things to do?
That's true. I will. But there is a question for talking one-on-one.
Okay.
Because she has realized, no?
Yes,
એટલા માટે.
she wants the.
એટલે તે વખતે મારે બધું આજ્ઞાધર્મને બધું સમજાવવું પડશે. I will have to explain the whole science behind this. How our way of life, spiritual, that means the life, our very life, living out verily for our own self, as capital, so that we can live out this life relatively, every way, from within, for everybody, others. Everybody is included. Not to say only human beings, but even this foliage, everywhere. But mainly human beings, wherever you are there. You understand? And closest with whom you are day in and day out living is doctor.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
And so also a daughter.
I live by myself.
You may be, but you have to depend on your own real self. In that way, R capital, S capital, so that all the other relations that are relative, you live for all others from within. That is hearty living. That nobody can understand how you are living with others. But everybody would feel that, oh, she is wonderful. In all relative interactions that come along with you, they will feel naturally. It can happen gradually like that. We give you 2 precepts, commands to follow in day-to-day living, as in by way of relative viewpoint. You understand?
2 precepts?
Relative viewpoint and real viewpoint. By relative viewpoint, I am name bearer. What name? बस मैं कोई बोल सुनी. What name? What is your name?
Marianne.
Maria. So by relative viewpoint, I am Maria. by real viewpoint, I'm pure soul. Understand? The two together are different entities. They're so closely together, yet they're distinctly separate. Do you understand?
Yes.
The relative Marian and the real you being so closely together are not interfering into anyone. No. Neither real you are in the relative Marian or relative Marian is in the real you, no. But because of the two have been dissociated, do you understand? And you have been established as what you are, that is real you. So by such an established viewpoint of real pure soul, that is how relative Marian is living out spiritually. Do you understand? Relative Marian is not body Marian, but a realized Marian. Which one? A realized Marian is within. Do you understand? And this body Marian, what is a dispensing aspect of a life that is naturally getting lived out. Do you understand? No? In such a way that realized Marian gets so natural as to be one as the same attribute and qualities as I am by real viewpoint pure soul. Pure soul in its natural attributes is always so. It was so, it is so, and it will be so perpetually. It is a perpetual entity. But all relativity and all relative relations are temporary in nature. But after realization, it attains the naturality towards that naturality, same attributes of the relative existence, which are natural in the qualities, you understand, that are subject to Mother Nature. Not any of I Marian as under my control, no, nothing of that. So, outer Marian or inner Sava is also Marian's mind, Marian's speech also every way, from within or without. And Marian's whole gross body through five senses, everything that lives out will live out naturally, without any grips over that Marian's. That gradually it will go, that is spiritual living. Do you understand? But it can happen gradually, because I, Marian, I have, unless I do this thing, how it will happen? Well, I have told you third precept, that there is nothing ever for Marian, as Marian, that Marian can ever do anything by mind, speech or body. No. No powers. But Marian, by mind, speech and body, does remain active, that everybody sees, and you also experience. You experience. You are breathing, this, that, everything is there. You are alive. A live, non-live entity. You follow? Live, non-live entity. Repeat. A live, repeat.
Habit.
A live,
Repeat.
Repeat.
A live dash non-live entity.
Alive.
Full sentence I am speaking. A live non-live entity.
A live, non-live
Entity.
Right.
That is you are. It's a realized Marian.
So I've been reading about immortal yogis who have mastered death.
Marian
who
was
have-
reading, not you.
Okay.
Marian was reading,
Okay.
not you.
So Marianne was reading about immortal.
By these eyes. You are viewing over the Marian, that how Marian reads. By real pure soul light. Yes, unless under that light Marian reads, well, how can you read? Otherwise, Marian, I read it. You become a doer there. Action. No. You can't do anything. That who is the doing? The scientific, circumstantial evidences. What is Marian? Who is Marian?
Pure soul.
No. Marian is a relative living temporary soul phase. Nothing more. Temporary as phase. It is a phase that is subject to living out this life. Now, till whatever living is there. Is it permanent?
No, it's temporary.
No, even then, how long? 400 years, 200, 300 years, 500 years. How many? 500.
I'm choosing to identify with the eternal part of me.
And what is not non-eternal?
Marian is not eternal, no.
So the pure
So they are
spirit
together.
is eternal.
So they are not. Why should? It is not quarreling each other. Non-eternal and eternal, they quarrel with each other. Are they quarreling with each other?
No,
They're fighting? No.
no.
They are there, just near there.
Okay.
Milk and water, they are two together, no? Or milk is without water. What do you say?
Milk is without water?
I'm asking you, is it without water or with water? અહીંયા રાખો ચાલો.
I don't know.
Milk is with water or without water? You say.
It has water. Milk has water.
Oh, you? Yes. You don't know. You have no milk in your house.
No.
Hey, milk, I say.
Right, milk.
You are using the milk. No? How do you prepare coffee and tea?
How do I prepare it?
Huh?
I make sun tea, but I don't drink coffee, so I don't use milk.
Whatever, but from milk only, no?
No, here they don't put any.
Black coffee.
She doesn't drink coffee, so she just drinks tea.
Black coffee.
I don't drink it.
Because in India they put milk.
Right.
Doctor, Mrs.
Yesterday we met.
आया था इंडिया बताई गया वंश आ भी गया था बस अब डॉक्टर जुड़े उससे पास Now you coming to India or not?
Pardon?
Coming to India?
Me? I would love to.
You will have to come. You will have to, both of you. You and doctor.
We are divorced.
Other doctor, male doctor.
Divorced?
Divorced.
Is it?
Yes, he's remarried, and I
Since
don't.
what? When?
Oh, probably 15 years.
But the last time, Victor bhai?
They have the relation because they are children.
Okay. Nice.
It's beautiful here.
So, અમને જ્ઞાન આપ્યું હતું વિઠ્ઠલભાઈ?
ના
નથી આપ્યું?
ના
તો આ સમજાવાય નહીં.
Dr. Nick Wise,
નહીં, નિકને આપ્યું પછી.
yeah, they took the Gnan from Dada. Dada
Nick.
has a Gnan Vidhi.
So look here, Marian, Dr. Nick received his real self realization from us by grace, from our within experience. Whatever experience I have of total dissociated state of mind, that is real, perpetual, distinctly separate from own mind, this speech that you listen and this body that you see, just like everybody's. I am totally different from that all the time. But you can't understand that. While speaking this speech, I am not at all in that speech. Absolutely not. No. I very well know, I can very well see what is being spoken perfectly. Do you understand? Why? Because that is where I am totally different from there, totally separated from there. The speaker of the speech and I, as a real, perpetual, pure soul entity, is totally different. That is my experience in this body. I am a civil engineer at this age of 78 years, with a working experience of 43 plus years. Yes. But this time, now, I move about everywhere, throughout the India and everywhere in the globe. But this year, our own people requested, so I had to come. But now this body says, take rest now. Means, be stationary at place. So I said, let me go first. So I took permission from this body. So but body allowed, and my teacher also allowed. There is my teacher. She is teaching me for the last 52 years, 52 long years. So I'm learning from the teacher, my guide. Okay. Good enough, no? Not a long period, no? 52 years. That is how it is. That is our life. I tell, sometimes it came out from us, out of my experience, to certain learned people in India. How wonderful, nice it is. How this life and life's natural living, how nice it is to be natural in the scheme of this Mother Nature, as in by way of our natural living. So one who was traveling with me says, oh sir, that will be a nice experience. The speaker says so. And speaker is like that before you. That's how it is. I was traveling in a car and who was sitting by me, who was driving, he was asking me like that. So likewise, before some learned company in India, look here, you're an engineer. What do you think about life? To me, I have experienced and understand now. I relish this life, wonderful. This life, verily this very life, this life is for me to be as my wife company. This life. Don't laugh at me.
No, I'm just.
Could you get it?
Huh?
Could you get it?
I got it, yes.
There are people who...
When he asked, how come? I said, this is so, not for me. It is actually for everybody. Verily life itself is your own wife. Unless your own life is your wife, your wife will never be your loved wife. Mind you. You won't be one with your wife. That is the human experience. In naturality there is no any effort to control. It's effortless. Do you understand? But that cannot happen now. In these times, nobody. You cannot find anyone like that. And suppose there is one, some example, exceptions say, but they won't be amongst the society. Nobody can see them. But they are in the mountains and caves and inside. Like that. They won't come in touch with people. No. But they are one rare one also. In India, septics. Septics, you know? Like that one. Yogi they call them. Siddha. The word used is Siddha in our terminology. But it is not a correct word. It's not a correct word. So, there is no point in extending the lifespan. No. What benefit you get out of it? Tell me. Come on. Suppose I will show you the method to extend your life if you want to. How much you want to live? What are you at present?
62.
62. How much you want to live? Another 39?
I feel like
39 more.
39 is good.
That will make how much?
62, 9 and 2,
101.
Okay.
101.
I like being healthy, and keeping the body healthy interests me very much. Can you speak to that, how to maintain a healthy body?
Yeah, I can show you. But what benefit you will get?
Enthusiasm for life. When you feel good, you love life.
So long as it is natural living, it is good.
Right?
It is good. It is good for yourself as well as it is full of. You are not living for your own self. But whatever you live for is for others. That is a life, that is a giving out life. Do you understand? Is the best form of natural human life, living life. You understand? You?
Dada, you say you live for others, but aren't we really all one, that same energy?
No, what I mean to say, this what I say, living out for others, is not as in by way of body actions. That I do not mean.
Okay.
I do not mean that way, that by body actions it should be cognizable by anybody. No. It is not cognizable by anybody. These trees are living for others or not? Tell me.
Yeah, they give us oxygen and everything they live for.
Why should they give for? Oxygen for whom?
For us.
For the benefit of whom?
For us.
What do they benefit? Unless we give out carbon dioxide, how would they benefit?
Yeah.
But we emit more carbon dioxide than what we need to emit. That is the trouble these days. There we must restrict carbon emissions. Not a country should not restrict, but human beings should restrict. A research theory I give you. You understand or not? Carbon emission. Not countries, human beings. Human beings are worst carbon emitters because of these brains. Don't laugh at me. Have I said something laughable? Yes. That means we understand. Oh, what sort of life this is. So we understand that thing. We know our own shortcomings and then we laugh at ourselves. That's the best way to live naturally.
Dadaji, સાપ હવે બંધ કરીશું?
બધું થશે. Mother nature is very good. Vyavasthit, scientific. Science itself is. Are you in a hurry?
ના દાદાજી, બધા મહાત્માઓનું જમવાનું બધું સાત વાગે.
Oh, he says, tummy for dinner would request that when time comes, you better go for your dinner.
So we have prepared the
Still there is time.
Dada, and then we're going to invite everybody to eat.
Huh? 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
लाइने खाली हम से पढ़ते cherry plant or tree had in giving these cherries to us.
No benefit at all.
But
I don't-
we benefited.
But we benefit from eating it and we enjoy it.
That's how. They never gave out. Then there was no effort for them. So likewise, natural living is like that, without effort. This through heart.
Do it just out of love, not because we benefit anything out of it.
So head aligned with heart can only live naturally. Head aligned with heart. Do you understand?
Head aligned with heart.
That can live naturally,
Right.
spontaneously, with spontaneity. We all live naturally, we can see that, but to some extent. Good. Whatever activity of this body you see, I am not in any of it, not at all. Do you think my head must have stopped? My speech has stopped? Body, nothing has stopped. It works, but it works naturally. Whatever happens to this body, actions, they are just mere happening. Actually it is so for every body, human being. Whatever you see all around you as active is nothing but a happening activity. A happening activity. It is not any activity that is the result of any doership of from any quarter. No. Do you understand? Or no? A man kills the other one. It's a happening activity. A man does good to another. happening activity. A man does bad to one, happening activity. What is good and what is bad is the doership labeling activity, labeling of the head. Point is here. In the language of God, there is no differentiation that this is good, so good, and this is bad, so bad. No. In the language of God, in the light of God, everything is at one level. No differentiation, up or down, no.
Even when we do wrong?
In the eyes of God.
In the eyes of God, yes. In the eyes of God. Even
in the human being only, where those God vision that opens out, it can be so. In the human body, that vision has to open out. You understand or no? It has to open out. But how can it open out? You by yourself you cannot. No. One whose that vision is totally opened out and there, too distinct from body. He can open out your vision from within. Yes. Then you will view from within with this body. Body will view from outside everything. But from within you will view different. You understand? Yes. I can see you totally differently that way. My vision is going through and through. X-ray? Yes.
I didn't quite understand that last part.
Vision.
Vision?
like X-ray.
Divine vision.
Right.
It is called divine vision.
So you're saying it's by grace that we become
exactly.
Okay.
It's only by grace. It's not by doership. It's not doership achievable. It is only grace achievable. Grace that is devoid of all doerships. That only. You just submit there. Have a requisition, submission. Finished, sir. Right or no? Submission and requisition for the receipt of the divine vision. Finished. So, by this simple payment of these two aspects, you receive this priceless gift of yours, of infinite nature, and there is verily within you that is opened out. Dr. Vittalvai, Sarala, they are now waiting for dinner. Marian, can we?
Yes.
આપણે ઇંગ્લિશમાં બોલાવીએ લાવો થોડું ઇંગ્લિશમાં બોલાવી લઈએ મંદિરમાં પછી પત્ર બંધ કરી દઈએ લાવો. I will recite 1-3 mantras and a short prayer and then we go for dinner. Okay? English of Hari Bhagwan Paramatma. I am rendering 3 mantras here. You just recite, repeat. Namo Arihantalam. Namo Arihantalam. Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajayanam.
Namo Vajayanam.
Namo Loyi Savva Saunam.
Namo Loye Sarvasamanam.
5 times I'll say Namo. Namo means I bow. And bow means to higher ups who are ultimate final. That's how. First one, Arihanta, means live absolute. Ari means enemies, foes. Means ones whose all the internal enemies are won over totally. None never is existent now in the live body. None never, I say. At mind level, speech and body level, totally. From within and without, nowhere. Can there ever be anyone in this world, Bhagwan, such a living entity? One who has no enemy at all, inside and outside. Can there any be?
Do you?
There can be, but in these times, no, on our world. Because this world presently is subject to adverse times. You know that. It is largely of miserable times. You know that. Largely. Not happier times. Inside everybody experiences sorrow, misery and everything. Pain. Inside. But nobody can tell anybody. And outside you have to appear. Oh, I have okay. I have to agree. There is life. That's it. This is that time in this world, all of the world. Therefore, it cannot be in this world. But it is in that another world, which is also a human world like ours, but set of circumstances are totally different from the set of circumstances that are here. Those set of circumstances are normal set of circumstances there, while here today are abnormal set of circumstances. You understand? All I say. That is how we find so many changes in Mother Nature happening in this world. Balance between the human nature relationship is so disturbed that all these changes occur. We can see that day in and day out. Every day you listen. You follow? Bombs, atom bombs, nuclear bombs, what not, will not be responsible to destroy and create a lot of destruction all around. But natural disturbances will result in various ways to cause larger destruction of lives to a great extent. Nobody would understand very well. It should be spontaneous, not controllable, like that. As a result of this human imbalance, human nature imbalance. Yes, it can. These times are such abnormal. Heads have gone too abnormal these days. Philosophers, thinkers, religious teachers, everybody. Commerce people, economic people, political people, what not. Everybody wants to go to extreme. Is it not so? Is it not so?
I don't know about everybody.
Huh?
I don't know about everybody.
You are living in Spartanburg. Spartanburg is good. Okay. Okay. So these 5 bowings I said, if we bow without this, Namo Siddha means liberated souls. Namo Arihanta means souls liberated, yet in the live body, in a liberated sense, along with the live body, they are here to give us the benefit of their being here. So that so many others, through their grace and their very presence, will be benefited out. Others means those who are fortunate enough. Yes, wherever he is, so much so. You see, I told you absolute. And second, Namo Siddharam is liberated. Do you understand? Such an absolute, suppose in the other world is there today, and the lifespan is, for instance, 120 years. Right? For example, I say. Do you understand? Suppose at the lifespan of, say, 70 years, 60 years, this absolute state of soul, pure soul, has developed, opened out in such a way in the body that that absolute knowing power and vision power of the soul has opened out in the body, knowing and viewing every molecule of the body from within and without, and at the same time every relative molecules, living and non-living, everything gets known and seen in the same power of that infinite power of the soul, spontaneously. Knowing function and seeing function are spontaneous. They are not one after the other. But it happens so in that state, In that state. For us it cannot happen. No. For us, unless we see, we cannot learn. What you see, so you learn. You understand? What you see, you learn. That everybody knows. Right or not? Simple lesson. If you can see your own mind, you can learn much better way to live with your mind effortlessly. But how is it possible? That it has to open out. That is by grace. Right? Can it be at a price or without price? Some. Or free? Free.
It's grace, right?
Huh?
Grace is free.
Grace is free.
Submission and acquisition. You require, no? So requisition form you have to fill in. And without submission, no form can be submitted. You have to submit with the form. Along with that, I request you.
Submit.
Is it not so, sir?
Sure.
Simple. So, you surrender yourself unto me, and I set you free, absolutely, from the clutches of this life-death cycle, and make you perpetually free, independent, and let body live naturally. But then I have to command you so that your balanced life can live out naturally the way I command you, simply in a manner in which I show you by giving you some 5 commands, simple. You understand? which is all inclusive. Whole of the Old Testament, New Testament and whatnot, everything is included there. Simple words. Right?
What are the 5 commandments?
No, I don't give now, not like that. Without submission, no. Now dinner is waiting. Om Namo Bhagwan. Eso Pancha Namukkaro bolo.
Eso Pancha Namukkaro.
Savapava Panasano.
Savapava
Mangalanam cha savesi.
Mangalanam cha savesi.
Paramam vai mangalam. So with these 5 boeings, Savapava Panasano, all my negativities to get annulled, removed from me. Mangalanam cha savesi, for the good of one and all. Paramo Mangalam, I decide so that for my own good, so that I can be good to all. Good enough? Or no?
Yes.
That is first. Second, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
They are those positives who are protectors against the oppression-like powers. You see, I told you, like that, those 999, like that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The Lord Krishna was one 9th one. Do you understand? Like that. They are very powerful, but they are for the protection of good against the evil. Evil are always there. Always. But when evil surpasses good to a large extent, then such a power takes birth in the human form to come in the protection of the good. Those who are good wishing, living by lives. By and large they are majority, but they are under oppression. Oppressive forces, right? That is how it is. And last, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
That means now such that results into that, oh, I feel so good for myself, that I am dissociated and I am liberated, that I should feel so for everybody else, though they are so handcuffed, like caught in dualities, yet within they are no free, but they should realize that freedom. Oh, they should also realize that we are realized. So that Om Namah Shivaya, that sort of feeling that comes. It's a compassion feeling that opens out, fountain opens out within us. Om Namah Shivaya. Do you understand? That compassion of that fountain will not open out. Before this thing, there is a compassion. There is upon open out of the vision. You follow? Now dinner, because second part will be little larger. Then afterwards we will do. Permit us.